So there is a persisting issue on Roblox where people can get their account terminated just from joining a game, and at this point it's been happening for a few years. And this issue is called a Crosswood incident. That first started on July 16, 2022, so it's going to be 2.5 years by now. And to put it in short terms, these Crosswood games take advantages of Roblox's moderation and vulnerabilities in various systems to get players falsely banned or even terminated. And I will be showing an example of how it's done in a later part, for educational purposes of course. But anyway, like I said, these games are designed to terminate Roblox accounts, basically for the sake of it. And they can be very dangerous because they can even be disguised as seemingly normal games, or just like the most recent event, free UGC item claim places. Not to mention the fact that people are trying to find new methods of keeping these games on the platform by, for example, making a game that's going to teleport you to a Crosswood game instead. And overall, if you are an average Roblox user, you don't really have anything to worry about, but caution would be advisable. You shouldn't really join any games that have like a very small amount of visits or even dislikes, not just overall games that look sketchy. But now, people who make those games usually just target streamers or YouTubers, and my personal guess would be because they do it for negative attention, and since they probably aren't nice people IRL too. But continuing, the first instance of this being brought to the attention was again July 16, 2022, where a streamer of the name ClarkT1000 was playing a game sent by a viewer, and this was the infamous Crosswoods A2 game, where firstly the game displayed a loading screen, after which the sky turned red and the camera started twitching. Then they immediately got kicked out from the game, and Roblox gave an account deleted prompt, meaning that they got terminated. And overall, Clark managed to get his account back, but because of the scale of this incident, even more people started to make Crosswood games. Gotta love the Roblox community, am I right? Well, anyways. A lot of Roblox YouTubers and news sources started talking about the incident, like for example Roblox Raiding News, basically explaining to people that this was actually real and warning them from joining any of these games. There was a lot of skeptical people too, but unfortunately, this was a real thing. Now for the second incident, which happened on October 3rd in the same year. Another streamer by the name The Fallen Synapse had a similar issue, but this time the game used a different method where it made the user manually type out a word by following menu instructions and send it out in the chat, which again resulted in a ban, but thankfully it was only one day. After that there were smaller Crosswood games here and there, but basically Roblox actually started taking action against these Crosswood games, and we haven't really heard anything about them for a while. And that was until August 16, 2023, when a new Crosswood game has shown up. And this one was actually so malicious and effective that Roblox could actually give you a hardware ban and terminate all of your accounts that were ever used on that device. Just kidding, this one was a rickroll. But now, on a more serious note, there has been a third incident that happened on August 8, 2024. And this one I kind of have to separate into different categories, where the first one is going to be the incident itself, and the second one is going to be evidence. So let me just start off by saying that this one was brought to attention by Seeker, who said that Roblox Crosswoods is back, basically explaining the whole situation and also providing a lot of evidence. And I mean a lot. But I will come back to this in a little bit. The third incident involved a streamer named BoarHTS, who played a game called The Computer Machine and got their account terminated, similarly to the examples that I provided previously. And this incident was the official Crosswood games are back, since apparently so-called hackers managed to find new methods to terminate Roblox users. And just like previously, there was a flood of Crosswood games information on YouTube, Twitter and other social media as well, where people were making videos related to the events. And I said that I was going to talk about the evidence. And that's because this right here is a video from August 2000. Same with these messages on Discord being from the same year. But just to clarify things, these dates of the provided evidence mean that these people have been trying to find methods of banning users with Crosswood games for literally months, where the game itself was actually created on January 9th, 2024. And again, a lot of people were skeptical too, even after seeing different proof and an actual video of someone literally crying because of their account being banned. And it's just crazy to think that even after so long, basically like, 5 months of people trying to find new ways of banning players, Roblox hasn't actually done anything. Like, these people legit just say how they do it by removing chat scripts and reporting users, and not one red flag has actually fired in Roblox's system saying that, hey, maybe this brand new game with not many visits, where we are getting a lot of similar reports from, is maybe actually a Crosswood game. Like, overall, I bet that there is a lot of Crosswood game in the background, just sitting out there without Roblox still doing anything. But going back to the incident itself, this one was a bit worse compared to all of the other ones because there wasn't only one Crosswood game, it was multiple. And these quote-unquote hackers constantly kept making new alt accounts and Crosswood games on the platform, where all of them followed the same horror genre and naming pattern of the something and something. And if it comes to Bor himself, he made a video talking about the whole situation, which I will have linked down below. And I personally couldn't find any information about them being unbanned or not, since there wasn't any posts or votes or anything else. But moving back to the different instances, here are some that I found from September 18th and November 11th in 2024. But now, for the most recent event with a Crosswood game, which was being disguised as a free UGC item place. And this happened recently on December 8th with a release of a UGC item named Slowfake, that you could only get in said game. And in this situation, the game didn't target streamers or YouTubers, but an average Roblox user that just wanted to get a free item. And again, these hackers either created bots or stayed in the servers to report users saying inappropriate stuff. But they didn't really say it themselves, it was all happening through scripts. And they were probably also attaching screenshots while reporting, since it was a kind of newly added feature and they wanted to trick Roblox's moderation AI into thinking that the person actually said all of the things themselves. Okay, and I thought that the previous incident was gonna be the last one, but while I am editing this video, Robbuilder, who's another YouTuber, actually fell a victim to one of the Crosswood scam games, where this time they actually got teleported into a different place, which seemed like a normal Roblox horror game. But as he said in his own video, giving an update on the whole situation, this was an instance of someone mass reporting him for, well, this. And also shout out to him, since he also makes Roblox dev related and news videos. And what's really funny about all of this is that this red person was actually commenting under my videos too, but I saw that this was a bot from all of the AI generated stuff and the fact that he had this much subscribers with no videos, and actually just shadow banned him from my channel. But I wasn't actually expecting all of this to be well that drastic. And another update since Even Creek made a video talking about this ban. And he even has the same questions that I had in this video, which are, well, I'm just going to play.
It's like, how is this still up? Like, how is this still a problem? just fix the problem.
But again, I'm going to have links down in the description for these videos too. Now, before I actually show how it's done, I also need to criticize Roblox a bit, when even after this time, the Crosswood situation still isn't resolved, and there are people who are still trying to find more and more ways of abusing Roblox systems to get people terminated. And I'm going to bring out the same argument about videos of why scam games on Roblox are easy to make, where this is mostly an issue of Roblox being reactive and not proactive. They seem to have some kind of rules and some kind of systems that kind of prevent the Crosswood games, but usually something gets done when it's brought to a massive attention. Like, even on the text filtering documentation, you have this point, which says because filtering is crucial for safety environment, Roblox actively moderates the content of experiences to make sure they meet the community standards. But apparently it doesn't seem to do so because Crosswood games still exist. If Roblox receives reports or automatically detects that your experience doesn't apply the text filtering, hold on again, if Roblox receives reports, that's true, or automatically detects that your experience doesn't apply text filtering, that's false, then the system removes the experience until you add filtering. Like, what do you mean automatically detects? There is no detection. Like, this automatic detection is so bad that Crosswood games can just stay on the platform. Like, brother. Anyways, again, don't join any sketchy games that don't have a lot of visits, especially if they are disguised as free UGC places or something of that sort. But now, on the point of how these games are created, I'm just going to open Studio really quickly. Okay, so I just have this part right here, which is a talk part, and it has these two different scripts and a remote event. This remote event is made because these scripts need to somehow communicate with each other, since this is a local script or a script with a client run context, and a server script as well. So if I just go to the local script, right, it only receives the event on the client and displays a chat bubble on the player's character head with the send message. And it also sends the message to the chat. And now this register script, what it does, I have it so every time the player touches a part, it's going to have a message called Discord. And I put Discord there because it automatically gets censored by Roblox. Then I have this filter result, which gets the method from the text service called filter string async, which filters the message from the player. Now if the filter doesn't exist, meaning that something went wrong right here, then it's not going to continue the code. But if it exists, it's going to use a method of the filter result, which by the way is an instance and not the actual text, called get non-chat string from broadcast async. And what it does I'm just going to show on the screen really quickly, so you guys can pause the video and see. Then it fires all of the clients with the player who sent the message and the filter text. So right now if I just publish this game, and I have to do this because this doesn't filter in Studio, and just play the game that I just made, right now if I just touch this part, my character is going to say hashtags. And this is because the text is filtered, but there is one simple thing that I can basically just change. And it's a thing in this server script right here, where instead of doing all of the filtering, I can just copy the remote and fire it right here with the message itself. Now this is going to make it so all of the clients are going to receive an unfiltered message. So again, I'm just going to publish this and play the game again. And you can see what happens if I touch the brick right now. Well, my character is going to say Discord, but at least the message in chat is going to be still tagged. And what these people do, they have these bots that usually just go to the report, then select the player, but I can select myself, select inappropriate content, and capture a scene. And later on, they just highlight whatever is in the chat bubble, as well as the chat. But right now it's tagged. And then they just press next and send the report, but I'm not going to do that because of, well, obvious reasons. That's how they trick the moderation into thinking that the player actually was saying bad stuff, because again they have these bots that just spam report users. And like going back to the point of the Roblox automatically checks if it has a filtered message, well, you can probably just guess that it's kind of false. Because again, as you saw, I was able to create a script that just sends these messages on my player. And the game is still up, even if I refresh the page. But there is also another thing, because these messages in chat were actually being tagged. And it can easily be modified by going to the core GUI, then Roblox GUI, and under the server, then client chat, you are going to have all of these different scripts. And core GUI is something that you have to enable through file then studio settings, and if you search up core, it's going to be under studio then explorer on the show core GUI while playing. And this is all doing a playtest from the server view, where I will need to actually find a part of the script that's basically just disabling the chat filter, like the method which internally applies Roblox filter. And here is a method that prevents all of this to be actually filtered in Studio. And also a note saying do not remove this, chat must be filtered or your game will face moderation. Okay then. So if I were to change, for example, something that would basically just override the message variable, like right here by just setting a message to for it to be a different one. Now if I were to just copy the Roblox GUI with changing the script, then just stop the playtest, then I'm going to have the modified version right here. And it's not going to be as simple as just adding a script to the server script service and replacing the core GUI from there, since I will need a plugin for that. And that's exactly what these exploiters can do. They can either make a plugin, or just for example copy all of the core GUI of the script and modify anything from there. And this is again going to be only for tricking the moderation into thinking that this was the actual Roblox chat. Or alternatively, you can do some reverse engineering to actually access the chat service from the local file, where again all of the code is going to be right here, and you could possibly modify it from an editor like Visual Studio Code. But I wouldn't personally recommend doing anything that I just shown in this section right here. Again, this is only for educational purposes and to actually just show how easy it is to basically just bypass the chat filtering. But yeah, my guess would be that Roblox actually maybe has some tools in place to maybe check if all of the stuff from the local files is actually not modified. But overall, this is going to mark the end of this video. So as usual, leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. Thanks everyone for watching, hope you had a nice day and see ya guys.